Hello, Friday sort of thing, daily blog. Um, I keep kind of mussing up my words, so I've had to record this one a couple times. So I'm probably gonna. I really liked the first one I did, but I realized I gave out some privacy info because I was getting emotionally worked up and not watching myself. And then the second one, for some reason, my phone just didn't record any audio. So this one might seem a little bit disjointed because I'm remembering things from the previous two that I wanted to talk about. But I do know that today has not been necessarily a good day. And it's kind of reflective of the entire week. Because Monday seems fine, going good. Video shows everything's going fine. And the news didn't work. Well, Fritzy talked about that. And then Tuesday, going good. Things happen. News is Fritzy again. Even more than before, and it gets to me. And then in the previous video I did yesterday, pretty much have no recollection of Wednesday due to the cingulate gyrus seizing. And then yesterday, things seem like they got better because it's like, oh, I already had my seizure minor meltdown thing, and hopefully I kind of recovered because I took a nap after it and blah blah blah. And everything was just sort of on coast. But then today, there was a lot of noise outside. The people upstairs were banging around. Someone was revving a motorcycle. Seemed like they just held the throttle down for 20 minutes. It's just like, apparently, it's nice to know that you make enough money that gas prices are not an issue for you. You know, and while a simple little, to get like pipes cleared or whatever they rev an engine for, I can kind of deal with that one because I can immediately rationalize that someone working on their bike, working on their car, working on their motorcycle. But this was just held for 20 minutes. And it was kind of starting to get to me. I was getting a little stupid because the vibrations were affecting my head, and not to mention the people upstairs were banging around, and it was causing loud, sudden noises that were shaking a lot of things, and then the lawn people were here. But, they've been here every Friday, so I'm used to their noises. I'm used to the or they need to blow the leaves away or something, so they got the blowers out. And then I can, mowers. It's lawn people. I've gotten used to that. The last apartment complex had the same people. They came on Monday, but still, mowers, edgers, leaf blowers, all same rough sounds, but, maybe today the fact that we have, so I kind of had a meltdown, minor one. It was more or less just me laying on the bed crying for a good little bit, and I took a small nap. The boyfriend went to his shower, so I went to wake him up, and I was apparently quiet and just saying, I need you to get up right now. And he's like, what's wrong? That broke the dam. What's wrong? And I started crying and cursing out the people upstairs, and don't really remember everything I said. I'm not sure exactly what I said, but the boyfriend's kind of used to hearing that sort of stuff from me. He knows I don't mean it, but anyways. And so everything got a little bit better. I had some chips, got some more coffee, got some calories in me at least, just in case. And then my mom calls, and I've been kind of fretting that because I was wondering if, she was really losing it herself. Because I said, I will call you Saturday morning, and we will set up a time for me to come and mow. I'll mow on Saturday or Sunday, whatever time we decide that boyfriend and I are going to come over, and then we'll decide When we do that, what time will we be doing it after that? How often does it need to be done? Does it need to happen every 2 weeks? Does it happen literally on a week and a half? Does it need every 10 days? Or is it 14? Or is it 16? You know, it's like, what is it? And I'd much rather hear that from Dad because he's the one that's been mowing a lot. Mom just, I mean, she does her own thing, but she doesn't mow, and so, yeah, it's like maybe I should, you know, work that sort of information out. You know, maybe I'll come every other Saturday. That's fine, but I'd like to work that out in person, not over the phone. And so she calls today. She's like, well, I thought you were going to call me. I'm like, I said Saturday. And she's like, what? But I thought, oh, I'm just so tired. And so she gives me a little thing that she's not feeling good today. And I'm already not feeling good today. I already had a minor thing this morning. And so I start venting to her about, you know, the boyfriend problems and the roommate problems and the friend problems and the guild problems and the problems with Dad, and you know, that happen to be the fact that he tells me the exact same story every time I'm there, points out, you know, where he was in the military lineup every single time I'm there. It's definite senility going on, and I get it, but I'm not sure how long I can handle it. You know, and then talked about the over-pandering to an ego of people apologizing all the time. And this isn't just the boyfriend. There's people in the guild that do it too. They just say, sorry. And I'm like, for what? Oh, I feel for you. Then say I feel for you. Don't say I'm sorry. Sorry is apologizing. Oh, in multiple words. You know, kind of a literalist here if people haven't figured that one out. And you know, I don't understand why people do the most inane things. You know, is it to make the person feel better, or is it to make them feel better? You know, and if it's to make you feel better, why are you impressing opinions upon other people so you can feel better? It's like, you'd think the person that has Asperger's, autism, all that stuff would have the self-esteem issues, because I like to say I was born strange. I was born weird. You know, everybody kind of lives inside the box, and that's where normalcy is and mainstream stuff is, and people are always trying to, in high school, push outside the box and be weird. I'm like, you don't want to honestly be weird. You don't. It's not fun. And anybody who has Asperger's, or has anyone who's of the talking age of Asperger's, knows it's not fun being weird. You know, every group you go to, you know, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you always feel like a foreign object being pushed out, like a disease or a virus or something. And so it's, how do you know, why would people want to be weird? When I personally have known it's not great to be weird. My entire life is striving to be normal. Is that fear that I won't be looked at? I don't care. I like attention to an extent. You know, I just don't want to see the audience. Why theater didn't work too terribly well. But I've always wanted to be on television. You know, that's not going to work. I'm a little too old already. Probably, but who knows? You know, there's still lots of time left in my life. So that's part of the reason why I started making these videos, is because if I'm going to get on a television screen or have other people understand who I am, might as well put stuff on YouTube. Meaning, you know, I thought about it in like 2008, and I was like, maybe I should. I don't have a camera. And I just never had the camera. Never had the camera. I mean, I had cameras, but I had no video camera. And now I realize my phone has it. And I can just use the YouTube app to upload the video. You know, and then it goes in there and it's private until stuff, and then I set up the name and the tags and the description and put in the links, all that stuff, and I make it public after it's done processing. It doesn't take long, you know. Longer videos like the Mage Talent Guide or the glyphs or the meltdown videos. Those can maybe take an hour or two to process because they're big. I mean, I had to extend my limit for those videos because YouTube only wants you to have like 10 or 15 minutes, and I think it was 15 or 10 minutes, and my talent one went 18 or 17, something like that, and then the glyphs went 23, and the coming out video was about 20 minutes, and then the meltdown one I did yesterday was like 27. Yeah, I had to extend my limit because I have a lot to talk about. Yeah, so I think Mom and I are going to try to get me to some semblance of a doctor. So not only can they prescribe more medication or different medication, anti-anxiety stuff that's, not going to make me not produce fluids or make me muscle weak in every respect. Yeah. Or make me ridiculously paranoid. Of course, maybe that was just my own personal side effect. I spent so long with anxiety ruling my life that when I finally didn't have it, I got paranoid. Something was wrong. Who knows? But I didn't like my last doctor. He seemed like he was... Like every single time I went in there, he kept asking me, what are we treating you for? Mood stabilizer? Asperger's? Autism? Oh, what are we treating you with? Are we still on the such and such? No, we tried that, 9 years ago. We've moved on to this one. What dosage is that at? Are you kidding me? It's not in my file? But no, he's an authority figure. I can't, can't do that to him. Personal thing. Dad placed a fear of God in me, I swear. Can't really talk to authority figures like that. Who knows? Maybe it hasn't always been that way. Maybe it's always been that way. Lips are getting dry. Talking a lot. Yeah. Seriously driving circles around the Argent stand in Zoldrock because I'm making these video. Might not make one later. I mean, it does help to vent, but I mean, it's a daily blog. I don't have to give a synopsis of my day, right? It's a blog. It's my own crap. So this one's long. I'm going to put in the description, long daily blog. The Friday date and all that jazz. But I'm going to make sure everyone knows it's long. Because, sometimes when you do the written one, sometimes you have, a paragraph. Sometimes you have a couple paragraphs. Maybe even have a whole page. Sometimes you can't stop typing. It's just what that is. Another thing from one of the previous videos that I tangented onto, but I want to address more formally, is the being weird. For high schoolers, teenagers that happen to be watching this because they find other people's lives way more interesting than theirs. The world's all full of all kinds. Stereotypes are one thing, and there's a reason why there are stereotypes. Because people want to fit a certain mold. Because if you fit a mold, you're not going to be strange. You're going to fit in with that. But you don't fit in with everything. Now, personally, in one of the previous ones that I recorded, I came up with 5 things that define me as traits. Not traits. Sort of like groups I can be put into. And they are gay, Asperger's, autism, same thing there, gamer, metalhead, guy. It's 5. Letting it refocus for a second. So yeah, there's 5 of them. Now you're like, well, of course you're a guy, it's gay. Well, I've done my little bit of research, and pretty much gay now reflects homosexuals in general. It's just a shorter term because, well, let's just face it, half this country can't spell anything longer than 4 letters. So, homosexual. I've even seen people on WoW misspell homo. Um, Like, man, I love you. No homie. I mean homo. And it still has like an E on the end. Or or like 3 H's. Seriously, how are you screwing this up? And it's 4 letters. 2 of them are the same letter. So we've got that. We've got gay, Asperger's, autism, metalhead, gamer, and guy. Because I've met a lot of gay guys, I've met a lot of gays, and a lot of them aren't guys. My neighbor back at my last apartment, gay, not a guy. Not a guy. Like, drag queen, but that doesn't necessarily mean it. But this guy was way into makeup, way into the earthy mother nature sort of hippy-dippy stuff and making sure you eat all right and stuff. It was a drag queen and drank a lot because that's what drag queens do. And it was definitely fitting the persona that everyone thinks of as the drag queen. You know, he was a stylist for Barber and stuff. I mean, he's a nice guy. He just was kind of loopy. But he was gay. So gay and guy are different things because, you know, I date guys. I date men. Dating one right now. You know, when push comes to shove, yeah. And then Asperger's, autism. It's not necessarily qualification, but qualification, diagnosis, blah, whatever. That's how that works. It's definitely a quirkiness of mine, and it has defined my personality in the last 31 years. Metalhead. Well, that took me a while to come up to terms because every time I saw a metalhead in real life, they were fitting the stereotype with the mohawk and the piercings all over and the tattoos and the safety pinned band patches to their leather jackets that got the metal studs in it, and they have this sunken look to their face, and they're angry. You look at them wrong and they want to punch you. They're wearing the brass knuckles. I'm not a metalhead. But once I started using Pandora, I realized that, oh, pretty much most, like, it's the weirdest Pandora station. You've got half of it, well, it's about a third now, but it's like a third of it is pop songs. Gaga, Britney Spears, Beyonce, Mariah Carey, One Direction, all that jazz. That's about a third of it. The other third is like symphonic metal, symphonic rock, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Nightwish, Dragon Force. Those things. They're really popular in Europe. But the other third of it is hard rock metal. It's Metallica, Ozzy, Nickelback, all kinds of Nickelback, not just the really popular stuff. Bon Jovi, Twisted Sister. There's going to be people in here that are like, those aren't metal. No, trust me. Go back to like the 80s and listen to what was defined as metal, or the 70s. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Not this new age metal where that's like really way more akin to death metal, and they're just getting into the lowest register they can and cursing into a microphone that's halfway down their throat. That's not even barely music. It's, yeah. Anyway, so, and then the last one is guy. Well, what makes me qualify that? Well, I'm not vegetarian. I can tell you that much. You know, you lay out some pepperoni sticks in front of me, and I will grab like 8 of them. I will tear them off with the tearing teeth. You know, I eat meat. I love the smell of charred red meat. I don't eat chicken. That's probably an Asperger's thing. I don't eat fish because, well, I never have. I don't eat turkey. Is probably another Asperger's thing. Previous video about that. But, you know, if you make the burger patty thin enough, I mean, I like spicy, barbecued things, you know. And I don't have, you know, I don't eat daintily. You know, if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face. Yeah, the jalapeno burger from Carl's Jr. Seriously, I took a bite of that once, one bite, and the boyfriend saw that look in my eye, and he just sort of scooted back a little bit because I'd wrapped my other hand around it. And it was like the dislocating of the jaw, and it was like, I can't, it just up in my eye, and I just buried my face in a burger. How many gay guys do you know do that? The guys. That's why I qualify it different. There's, you know, there's gay, and then there's guy. Gay is just, you know, who I happen to have, you know, intimate relations with. That's it. It doesn't give me a preclusion towards, you know, listening to, you know, Lady Gaga. Because I know a lot of straight people, very straight people, even homophobes that like Lady Gaga. So, you know, and they just adore Lady Gaga. So, you know, you've got to define the difference. And that's what I think about this whole thing behind gay marriage, is because the people they're fearing with gay marriage are the ones that they attribute a personality to gay, where it's not. When they think of gay marriage, they think of queens. Big old flaming drag queens. Those getting married. The ones that like to shove gay society in your face. You're probably laughing because it's a joke you just thought. So, yeah. Just the ones that are so far out there that it gives the rest of us a bad name. Now I have Pat Benatar stuck in my head. This may be a good day. I just got Pat Benatar stuck in my head. Anyways, that's that. Ranting, explaining, doing stuff, jumping around on my chopper again. Have a new person in the guild, and I don't understand them. I think I need to talk to one of my friends in the guild, probably the guild leader. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to let this go while I figure out what I'm going to do. Probably actually get some real food in me, a sandwich or something. Toodles.